Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Sunday Rise. This is another Sideline Junkies production. It is I, the Midnight Rider. It is he, the big guy, or if he was in Detroit, he'd be the big guy, KG. Um, Bringing you some sports today. Day's been pretty tough. A lot of this is the first race since Kyle Busch has passed away, so there's a lot of memorials, a lot of conversations about it. So it's kind of been a slow start to the morning, but we're gonna try to do our best to entertain you, bring you the upbeat side of this. We are gonna have a quick conversation about Bush, and then we're gonna get you to the playoff updates. We even gonna bring you. We know what we're gonna do. We're gonna debut something new. We're gonna give you the Miles report. So we give you an update on the last game played by one Olivia Miles. So that's gonna get in there today. With all that being said, I'm gonna turn this over to the guy who is the host, the big guy, KG.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Rise, presented by the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. Thank you, Midnight Rider, for that rousing introduction. It's like a deuce and a quarter getting started this morning, so just give us a little time, let us get the airbags and everything good. So, before we really jump into everything, speaking of Kyle Busch, it came out yesterday that he had severe pneumonia that turned into sepsis. I had to ask my doctor on call, my wife. I was like, "How was that possible? Like, I've never heard that before." And she was like, "It's possible." She was like, "Any type of infection can boil over and turn into something else." But I will say this. Now, I know he pulled out of the Coca-Cola 600 because he wasn't feeling well. And he wound up going to the hospital the day he passed. And I'll say this to all the gentlemen out there listening. We are hard-headed and we think we are superhuman. And we say this all the time. No matter how bad you feel sometimes, if the meds are not working, go get checked out, because it could be something that meds can't take care of at home. Over-the-counter meds are not going to be able to take care of. And I don't know how long he had the symptoms of the pneumonia that, kind of made it progress to go this far. But 41 years old, man. That's all I keep saying, 41. And it's tough one to hold on to, man. Tough one to sit with. Perry checking in. What's happening, Perry? But I just wanted to throw that PSA out there to all the men in the audience. Hey, let's prioritize our health a little more. I understand. Most of us, when we the ones that's taking care of everything, and you're the provider, and you're responsible for everything. You're like, okay, I don't have time. You got to make time for your health, fellas. We all do, including myself. So, respectfully, we'll move on to the NHL playoffs. We had an overtime game last night. I fell asleep. Did you happen to catch the overtime game?
Yes, I caught the third period, and then I caught the overtime when the goal goes in. I didn't think it went through. Um, I think that's the beauty of the reactions of the people behind the goal. Like his teammate was going behind, and you could see him jump up right away. So that was the best part about it. It was just one of those plays where, and this is huge for Carolina. Um, yeah, think about it. The last 2 years, they were kind of boat raced by Florida out of the conference championship. Our guy Maddie, you know, was struggling a little bit, because game one they came out, and I told y'all that because of the layoff, they would lose game one. They lost game one. Um, it was just one of those things. I just had a feel that Montreal or Buffalo, whoever it was going to be coming off a tough series, and then they were going to have to be able to match them their intensity, and I just didn't think Carolina could do it in the first game. So that's why I thought they would lose it. But it looks like they responded well. It was a nice move to finish the game. I think the guy's name is Eilers, Ehlers. It looked like his skate almost got caught when he was trying to make the move, and then he had to improvise a little bit. But it was a pretty shot. Goes right between the goalie's legs. Um, Now we got a series 1-1. We off to Montreal. Les Habitat.
So you say the goal was scored through the goalie's legs. You know what that is, right?
It's the 5-hole.
That would be the 5-hole.
I'm sorry, sir.
That is one of my favorite ways to score a goal. Is that and top shelf are my two favorite ways. Like, because it's like top shelf, you got to be precise, and especially if you can hit the bar and get it, especially you hit the crossbar and it goes in. Wonderful, man.
You must have been watching SportsCenter today, then,
You
because
said what?
I said you must have been watching SportsCenter because there's a goal. I think it's the AHL. I think it's Wilkes-Barre Scranton was playing in their game, and one of the top plays is the exact goal you're describing. The guy deeks and then goes top shelf, and he hits. It's one of those beautiful ones where he pops it up over the goalie's pads. It hits the under the inside of the bar and comes straight down, kind of like what you was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we go ahead.
Maddie says sepsis is a silent killer. Its symptoms mock so many others. People have no clue that they're in septic shock until it's too late.
God,
Damn,
that don't sound good.
not at all. Maddie also said he drug it just enough to get
Those, those.
Dobes moving side to side and went opposite of his movement.
Yep.
That's beautiful. Like you said, series tied at 1-1. So that was a 3-2 win for the Hurricanes last night. In overtime today at 8 p.m., we got Golden Knights versus Avalanche in Las Vegas. Golden Knights are up 2-0. Speaking of playoffs, now if you're the lower seed in the playoffs and you got to start on the road, you always want to steal one on the road. You know, at least one. At least take when you go back home, take the series at tied at 1-1 or something like that. And that goes for, NBA, MLB, NHL, all that. But what happens when you steal both on the road as the underdog and you go home 2-0?
You gotta be careful because there are times that when that team gets a little too overconfident and they lose the next four and get beat, and get taken out of the series. So you gotta just keep it in perspective. It's like there's a great interview with Kobe where they asked him about being up 2-0 and how he felt, and he was like, "We still got work to do. We gotta finish the job. You don't get a title for winning two. You don't advance for winning two. So, and that's kind of what's happening here. Now, this is actually a surprise because I think at one point, I know I was bold enough to say that I think this is the early coordination of the Hurricanes facing the Avalanche. But I know one of the defensemen for the Avalanche is out. I don't know if that's the whole thing, or if it's just a style thing, and Vegas is just taking advantage of the weaknesses that the Avalanche hit all season. But whatever it is, um, it has them up 2-0, and Colorado's in a place where they have to fight for their lives right now. I don't think we thought that coming into this series that they were going to be in this space having to fight like this because we thought they would have had handled business, and they haven't handled business. So here we are, 2-0, trying to figure out if they can stay in the series, let alone anything else. To get winning it, they got to come back and make it competitive. Know what I mean?
Absolutely true. Switching gears and talking about keeping it competitive in the NBA. I know you see the Knicks are one game away title line in the show. The Knicks are up 3-0. They went 121 to 108 last night. And what's crazy is I said this is going to be a 5-game series at best. The Knicks may sweep this tomorrow night. They may take this and walk into the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. And I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, this is a great series. I mean, it's showing you already that Cleveland just doesn't have it. Cleveland's got to go back. They took one step to get to this point, but I don't think they have any answers to get past this point. So it's going to make for an interesting all season in Cleveland. I hope they can extend at least one more game, um, just so uh, just so they don't get swept at home. I mean, I think these fans fought enough and seen enough that uh, for them to lose it at home in a regular sweep would probably be a little painful. You know what I'm saying? It would be a kick in the below the waist. I'll say it that way. So it's just one of those things where I think they got to get through this. They got to find an answer. They've tried everything with Brunson, and Brunson um, has basically figured it out or found a way to score. And the scary part about this is I don't even think New York's playing their best basketball. That's the scary part. This is their 10th straight win, I think it is. And with them winning 10 straight, I think the total number of wins is like the total 10-win streak ties. What was the thing I saw? I thought it tied something. Um, I think it matched their wins in the playoffs from like 2002 till now or something crazy. Some crazy stat I saw in sports, and I missed the whole part of it. I apologize for bringing it up, but the Knicks are doing special things, man. They've done some real special things, and it's going to be interesting. If that ends tonight, ends tomorrow, New York's going to be off the hook. Ticket price is going to be bananas. It's going to be crazy. What you think?
Well, that's a month versus a month worth of dubs for the Knicks. I saw that stat line. I said, "Damn, they haven't lost in a month. This is beautiful." Perry said 10 straight. Coach Mark checking in, starting my week off right with the Sunday Rise.
There you go.
He said the Knicks will be rested compared to the Western Conference. That's true. I will get to that in a second. Said games favored in. That was a question there. Anthony checking in. What's happening, Anthony?
Here we go.
And Perry
2000.
said 2002 to 2021.
There we go. I knew it was. There you go.
And I look at this. I look at this Knicks team, and I've been harping on this Knicks team. I think this is the third season. They've been my final favorite. Because I'm like, I had to put, if I got to put rivalries aside, I got to put hatred and all that aside and actually do this as a sports journalist. I got to recognize the Knicks are a pretty damn good team. And I got to give them their props. I mean, does it hurt? A little bit. But it doesn't hurt as bad as it is to say how good the Cowboys are or something like that. But it still hurts.
Right.
But if I'm doing my journalistic due diligence, this Knicks team, if Karl Anthony Towns can stay upright and stop falling on the floor, they may can win a championship this year. And I don't. And our pick 'em pool. Matter of fact, we haven't checked the stats of the ESPN pool yet, but we got to do the NHL and the NBA. I picked the Knicks to win it. I picked the Knicks to win it because I just feel like the Knicks they feel complete this year. I don't know what it is. They just feel different than last year, but they feel complete. They feel like it feels like they can actually get over the hump, I should say. For the NBA, as of right now, it's down to 2. Uh, Hondo's Rings, which is myself, and whoever the ESPN fan is. I don't know. I think this is Duval Paul. We are the two that are alive.
Is there a name under the thing?
Nah,
'Cause it might be Josh.
they picked the Spurs to win it all.
I think that might be Josh.
Okay. And we the only two alive. I'm in first, he's in second. We only separated by 40 points. So this is this is this is gonna be a nip and tuck all the way down the line. Um Moving over to the Western Conference today at 8, you got the Thunder versus Spurs in game 4. The Thunder have won 2 games straight now. Here's something. Well, let me get to these comments before I put this out there, because this is going to spark a lot of comments, what I'm going to say. Anthony said, I noticed this over the last few years in the NBA. The West always has been the stronger conference the last 20 years. The East has been horrendous lack of depth. Maddie said even Kelsey and Taylor couldn't help the Cavs. And he said, I'm asking for too much.
That's in regards to your boy.
Yeah, staying off the floor. Perry said coaching and making adjustments. That's the difference. When it comes to this OKC Spurs thing, I put a couple of things in our group chat.
Before we keep going with that, let's go back to this Knicks team, because the way they're constructed is totally different than what everybody else or what the conventional wisdom is. And this is for the people that say, "Oh, you don't always have to tank." I think there was some level of tanking involved, but I think the thing that helped the Knicks was, if you go back and look at the coverage around Jalen Brunson when he signs the deal, um, the situation goes. A lot of the pundits were against it. They thought it was a bad move. They didn't think he could be a 1 or a 2. And now this kid is coming out and showing he's a 1. So that was their big win there. The move to get Towns was another win for them, because whatever their vision was, I guess he fit it. And then the next move to me was the acquisition of OG. OG Anunoby is huge too. So this team has kind of been put together. I guess we thank Knicks management for taking the time, putting together, and making it work. But this isn't the narrative of tanking teams or trying to get the top pick. This is a team that's been pretty well constructed on the fly.
Well, I gotta agree with you on that, because this team is I love it. I love the way they play ball. When they get rolling, they get rolling. And I thought about something. I'm glad you went back to the Knicks. I thought about something. Long shot. Just nostalgia. If Patrick Ewing's not part of the organization right now, somehow, some way, I would love for him to be a part of the organization so he can finally get that ring. This is something I thought about.
No, I don't think he would want it that way. I don't think he'd want it as a front office guy. That's just my take.
Yeah, you right. Perry said this core that's been together 2 years is gelling with better coaching. I agree with that. Coach Mark said that the Western Conference Series goes 6 or 7. We said it was going to go 7.
Yep,
But it may go 6.
it's going 7. I think both guys. But we'll talk about that when we get to that.
Old narrative, East versus West. Small front office maneuvers is what Perry said. And Anthony said, I've been saying this for over a year. Jalen Brunson. Come on. There you go. I've been saying this over a year. Jalen Brunson is not a superstar. He's a star, but He's not someone you would build around. He's similar to Tim Hardaway, where he wasn't the face.
I don't know about that one.
And I don't know about that because Tim Hardaway was the face of Golden State, and he became the face of Miami for a little bit too. Leon Rose got 3 foundational pieces he promised to get. Oh, Pat is part of the organization.
Okay.
Okay. All right. KG, what I feel bad for is James Dolan and Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing from MS. Oh, banning Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing from MSG. They're not going to be able to see the team possibly win the NBA championship. I think the ban for Oakley has been lifted. He said liaison with the front office is what Perry said. That's Patrick Ewing's role. Switching over to the Western Conference. OKC up 2-1. They play the Spurs tonight. Spurs got to do something. They got to fight back. They done lost 2 straight games. One thing that I've been making this argument all season. I really don't like OKC. I don't like their style of play. I don't like the flopping. I don't like none of that. Like, DJ sent me a video yesterday of kids doing it. And it's like, okay, this got to stop. And it's not just OKC. It's the league as a whole. Stop the flopping and somebody wave their hand past you like this. You falling out and you grabbing your face and oh my God, he poked me in the eye. He wasn't even the same zip code. I sent you guys in our group chat. I sent some things to back up my argument. And these were from several games, not just playoffs. These were from several games. I don't like OKC. OKC is a trash ass team. They got a bunch of dirty players. SGA won the MVP as a foul merchant. I don't like it, man.
What makes them dirty?
Okay. What Hartenstein with the double move, the box out, but then he come with the elbow. Lou Dort tripping people up.
So you never shot the bow before?
You say what?
You never shot the bow on a box?
No. I'm gonna kind of get you around and I'm gonna push you out the way. Yeah, do I foul you? I'm gonna foul you.
That's all they doing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna foul you for the intents to stop the play. I'm not gonna foul you to hurt you like what Dort did to Jokic. That wasn't the first time. That was the first time he got caught. Like when I say dirty, there's a thing as being dirty, but then there's a thing as being dirty with inside the rules. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. I get that.
I feel like goalposts are being moved as we speak. Come on, define this one for me, Doug.
You don't be dirty with the intent to hurt anybody. They're going out there with the intent to hurt. Draymond Green has a dirty streak. When he go him, Joel Embiid. I've seen Joel Embiid jump and stomp on dudes' heads with the intent of hurting people. Now, see, again, I'm not the type of person I could like people like that. I can't play ball with. Funny story. Dude down Anacostia did that. I went up for a layup, and every time I went for a layup, he was shoving me in the back. So I'm flying into the fence every time. The last time he did it, I said, Slim, you do that shit one more time, we going for a fucking ride. But you ain't coming back. Who the fuck you talking to? Okay. I came down the lane, and he thought he was going to shove me, and I circled around, and I hit his ass in the head with the ball, and was like, square up. I got to fighting down fucking Anacostia over that. Like, you're not going to injure me on purpose because I'm blowing past you. Play some defense or switch off or something. We can't do that. This is not how the game's supposed to be played.
So what was Detroit? Were they a dirty team or were they a physical team?
Detroit was dirty.
Okay.
Like, no, Detroit wasn't the only dirty team. Boston was dirty. Philadelphia was dirty. There was a lot of dirty teams during that era. The Knicks of the 90s were dirty.
You just don't mention the Bulls in any of this. I feel like there's a little bias going on here. You named everybody that was a rival of the Bulls, but you never mentioned the Bulls being dirty.
You can't be dirty when you're clean, baby.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if you heard that. That was a goalpost moving. They
But Bulls had that dirty streak too. But see, you when you got Black Jesus on your team, you ain't got to be dirty. You get the calls anyway. So I mean, did I feel like Jordan was favored? Hell yeah, Jordan was favored. It was an ESPN article back in the day, and they was like, we can't call travel on Jordan because his feet move so fast.
there's a famous clip of the guy walking to Mike, like, tell me, Mike, what happened? And Mike's talking to him, and he's like, I'll see it next time for you, Mike. Like, what? What? Well, I think the narrative right now about the foul merchant and all that is just us being lazy, a lazy narrative. Because you can't like. It's like people trying to find a reason to not like OKC. They got on top. They weren't supposed to be this dominant, and they're showing you dominance right now in terms of the regular season and even some level of dominance in the playoffs. And if they can win two titles in 2 years, um, that's going to say a whole lot. It's also going to tell you that that might be the only two they get, because the way this Wimby, Castle, and Vassal thing looks in San Antonio, um, it could be very dangerous. Looking at this Knicks team, they can make it very dangerous. I mean, we're going to have a nice run for the next couple years. You know, we always have these panic moments where we're like, who's going to carry the game going forward? Who's going to be the next person that's going to get the game and be the face of the game? And that's even a great question for guys in the comments. Right now, for you, who is the face of the National Basketball Association? If you had to, when you think of the NBA and think of one player, who is that one player? Let's hit the comments real quick, see if anybody responds to the question, and then we answer that question.
Perry said they're building around him, Ant. Doesn't look too bad, huh? Talking about Jalen Brunson. Perry said the ban is still on. I thought they lifted it. Pat is at all the games. What are you talking about, Ant? Extreme bias. I think that's where it was me. Lucy in that damn football.
I tell you, hey Perry, it's crazy over here, man. It's just All right, so let's go ahead. Let's talk about the series now.
All right, now I'm gonna tell you something about this.
Go ahead.
Wemby is using Chet Holmgren like a Kleenex, but I noticed that OKC is using one of my strategies. Let Wemby do whatever he do, and you just kind of just try to shut down everybody else, and then you just keep scoring. In the 4 games, well, I'm sorry, the 3 games previous, 123-108 Thunder, 122-113 Thunder, and then game 1 was 122-115. So not total blowouts, but they haven't been close. The Spurs got to figure out something, but I think, what was that? Thursday, that was Tuesday or Thursday, you said Harper was hurt and somebody else was hurt, dealing with a hammy. I think that's going
with a hammy
hurt.
And De'Aaron Fox, he was battling a hand. Now I think it's a ankle injury that he's battling. So we'll see. But you got to remember, you got the 7'9" alien on San Antonio. This kid plays with a totally different mentality. Um, he's not like everybody else. He's playing this game totally different. Um, to the point and to the fact that I don't know if he's going to allow his team to lose game 4. I think he's going to come out with the intent and the sole intent to try to take over this game, dominate, and put them in a situation where they're going back to OKC 2-2. I mean, I think he's showed us that he's that type of competitor from the jump, and we just gotta bear witness to what he's trying to put out. Um, Again, we talk about the kid Castle and Vassell. I mean, they do the dirty work too. They guarding people, playing great defense. Um, this is another team that's very well put together. I think I heard some line. Um, I know OKC for the next 8 years has a ton of picks, and I think even San Antonio has a nice set of picks coming up too. So this could be a situation where these teams are just cycling people in and out. You know, you don't have to pay that guy, that French guy, the big contract. Maybe you wait, and because you drafted somebody and developed them, and now they're coming along. So it's gonna be interesting how this all plays out in the long run. But in this series, I still think this is going seven, and I think this is gonna be one of them series that we talk about all season, and we can't wait for the NBA to start up so we can get that again. And now there are going to be other people in the mix because it depends on what Minnesota does. Because Minnesota showed you a level of toughness. You know, depends on what Denver does. We're going to have a stacked West again, and then we're going to have a pretty good East. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. And that's why they play all 82, baby.
Hey, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I just for the Spurs' sake, I hope they figure out something. And they're able to start. You got to start by winning game 4 tonight. And maybe they can go on a run, put something together and win a couple games straight. So, and OKC, you want a lesson in drafting? OKC should be one of those ones that you study. Drafting and front office politics and trading, they got it. Perry said, well constructed through the draft and smart vet grabs like Fox and Barnes. And remember, people wrote Harrison Barnes off. I guess he didn't write back.
Well, I mean, you also got to think about it. I mean, Harrison Barnes is he's not doing any heavy lifting. He's more of a Marlon Jackson right now. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like, you know what? I'll give you an even better one. You know, he's like Jerome. He gotta go get the mirror and put it in front of Morris Day while Morris fixes his head. You know, that's what he's doing. Yeah. So
Jesus.
I saw you bopping, and all I heard was Jungle Love in my head.
That's what I was doing.
I would.
And Perry said it'll be OKC and the Spurs for the rest of the decade. Hey, that you love shit like that. You love that. When you got two dominant teams and they beat the hell out of each other for the rest, yeah, you love that. And he said, West is top heavy, not as balanced as most perceived it to be.
All right, Perry, you gotta answer it. Face of the NBA. Who is it?
Face of the. Now you asked that question. I've been sitting here racking my brain about that. I don't even know who the face of the NBA is. If you'd asked me this at the beginning of the season, I would say, you know, without a hesitation, without a shadow of a doubt, LeBron James. But I can't even say that anymore.
You don't think the face of the NBA is the two-time MVP? Oh, that's right. You don't like him because he's a foul merchant. I forgot. He draws fouls. Meanwhile, you couldn't get within the same area code as Michael Jordan, but he was never a foul merchant. He was never perceived as a foul merchant.
Hold on.
Even though when you got close to Mike.
Hold on. You talk about SGA, right? Yes, he's the two-time MVP. Great. Awesome. Face of the league.
Dude, it's kids out here rocking OKC Thunder jerseys.
When you see him,
I see him.
I don't see him.
Okay.
I see mostly Spurs. Well, shit, I don't see kids rocking too many jerseys anyway. But when you talk to some of these kids,
Are the boys around?
Dario, who's the face of the NBA?
Probably Wemby.
He said
Oh,
Wemby.
he must have read. He must have seen the
Natasha,
latest.
who's the face of the NBA? She said Wemby too.
You just made an answer for her.
Yeah, I just threw an answer out there. Perry said SGA is not the face.
All right, then give me an answer, Perry. You can't answer my question by not answering my question.
I mean, if you want to be honest, I think it got to be Jokic.
No, you said LeBron first, so I'm taking your
I said
first
if
answer.
you asked me this at the beginning of the season, I would have said LeBron. I can deal with Wemby because everybody knows Wemby. Everybody knows Wemby. Everybody knows Jokic. You know, when we had this whole controversy with a certain NBA player and
Let's rewind this. I know what you're about to say, but let me rewind this a little bit. Is it Wemby because of right now, or is it Wemby, or has it been Wemby since like the All Star game? How long has it been Wemby? Ask Dario. He right there.
how long has it been Wemby?
I'm not gonna say since he came in the league, but like it's been him for a while. Like he's dominant. I feel like the face of the NBA is someone that's dominant and is the reason the team's winning. And if it's not Wemby, that's the team's winning. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
So at least this season, last season was him adjusting. That was his rookie year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him adjusting to, the NBA and, adjusting to his team. And now, he already made it to the playoffs and is really good at defense. Like most people think offense is the key, but his defense is great. His offense is great too, but his defense is like a generational talent because of how tall he is, and we don't get that many. Most people will probably say SGA.
Yeah, I'm not most people.
Yeah, I'm not going to say SGA.
Now most people. Okay, that's how we talk about each other like that. Okay. Putting cases on all you.
And Perry said no, not Joker. And since All Star Weekend, this is his third year.
Yeah.
Okay. Third year.
I think the answer is simple. And we kind of got into this with the GOAT conferences. I think it's the player you identify with the most. And I like the fact that you said LeBron at the start of the season for you. Because that's what this is. Like this face thing is it's a you thing. It's almost the person that you watch. And I watch SGA. And maybe I'm stuck in the crowd with most people or some people or people. I don't know who those people are, but I just know when I like his game. I like how he gets to his mid range game. I like all of that. So I'm a fan. Uh, the fact that they got him for Paul George, um, and then he took kind of like this meteoric rise. That's why I like him. But again, there's one thing we keep saying, and has been said earlier by my man Perry Jones from Nothing But Net. The hat airs on Wednesdays, 7:30. Um, here on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network Wednesdays. Um, so check him out. He's got a great co-host, uh, JG. He's got Josh Walker, and then he's got myself in some form of rotation. So check it out. There's still an argument for Ant-Man. I totally agree with this statement right here. That's why I think it's kind of more of a perfect example. You go to 7-Eleven. How you get your Slurpee? How do
What do
you
you
make
mean?
How do you make your Slurpee?
Well, it depends on what's ready. Get the largest cup. And normally it's cherry, Coca-Cola, cherry, Coca-Cola. Put the top on. Cherry all the way up to the top.
Ask Dario, how does he get his Slurpee?
How you get your Slurpee, Dario?
Whatever flavors are there, I just mix it.
He say whatever flavors he just mix.
Kid, man.
Hey, that's my theory. I take as long as it's not like a zero, I just take everything else that's ready to go, and it gets the.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the top, we even give equal opportunity to because you got to put the top on, and then fill up the top from the top of the cup to the top of the container, so that way you maximize the amount of Slurpee you get.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm off too, and then I say that because I think this is what the face of the NBA is. It's how you pick your flavor. It's your flavor, that you're picking. And if you like all the flavors, then that's all the flavors. But everything is based on our personal thoughts, and I think this is how we get into these conversations about goats and even face of the NBA. You know, there are guys that like Ant-Man and they think Ant-Man is the best player in the league, and then there's guys that think it's SGA. There's guys that think it's Wemby. I know what I've told Josh on again nothing but net that airs the 7:30 Wednesdays here on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. I've told him before. I said OKC got to win it this year because I don't know if you want another year of Wemby and him getting even better at his game to come at you and attack you because it's going to be interesting. I think he becomes the face after this season, especially if they pull off the winning of the Davy O'Brien. It becomes Wemby's league for sure. But you can't tell me that if SGA and them pull it out and win another title, and he goes back to back title and MVP seasons, you can't tell me he can't be the face. That's all I'm saying.
I can't argue. I can't argue. Let's go ahead and take a break. Come back, reset, and we got a couple more things to cover, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I got a surprise for you. We might have to do a double break, but I got a surprise for you. So we're gonna take a quick break, come back, and then we're gonna take another quick break because I got surprises. I got to give out flowers after the first break. So hold tight. Be right back.
Mean by God, Gene. Woo! Oh, it's the Gridiron, the greatest fictitious college football show in the world, Craig. In the world, Craig. Uh, that airs on Saturday mornings at 11:30. It's not a show that we air consistently. It has its days or its moments where we air it because we've crowned a champion, and this week this week we crowned a champion Hollywood. He's not the one time, he's not the two time, he's the three time reigning defending champion of the league. We had a great interview yesterday. If you didn't catch it live, go back in the archives, go to YouTube, pull it up. My guy, The Shadows, came in, gave us a great breakdown early on, and then me and Hollywood just had a great conversation in the show out. So good times had by all. But what you're doing right now and right here, is watching the Sunday Rise here, brought to you by the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. I'm the Midnight Rider. He's the big guy, KG. Take it away, KG.
I said we was gonna take a break, then we're gonna take another quick one. But I wanted to give some flowers, and I played that because I wanted to give you your flowers, sir.
I do.
What you took and did yesterday, you did something amazing. And you said, man, I'm gonna need your help. You didn't need my help. You didn't need me at all. That first part to give up league history, okay, great. You know, this is what I do. I write down the history. But outside of that, you didn't need me. You said something to me off air about me being the easiest producer to work with. I'll tell you something. You make it easy being a producer, because this is what I be when I talk about working off of each other. This is something that we got at the network. It's nobody saying I don't want to do that, and I don't. No. It's, oh, I got that. I can help with that. I can roll with that. And it's like we all work together. And then you and I, we've been doing this, what, 6 years now? Something like that. We've been doing this since
around 6
into the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the greatest backcourts to ever be formed. And I just wanted to let you know, man, you make this what it is. You make it easy working with you. And I hate saying working with you because it don't feel like I'm working with you. We create.
Right. That's exactly what it is. It's a creation.
We create, and we start. Don't. And ladies and gentlemen, don't let us fire on all cylinders at the same time.
Right.
Because, oh man.
But that's not true, though. Because you don't. All it is to me, to be honest with you, and this is for C. Perry, this is for Josh, this is for JG, this is for B. I mean, it's everybody on the network, man. I think the one thing that makes it work for us is everybody knows something. We always put that person, we put people in the best spot to be their best selves. Like, you don't ask, we don't ask Maddie to break down the NBA. We don't ask Perry to break down hockey. We let people stay in their strengths, and when you operate from your strength, you give the best content. Because you're not guessing, you're not fumbling around. I just say I know a little bit enough about everything, so it makes me dangerous. But I mean, we get the correspondent back in the mix. I mean, it's gonna be fire. We got the U.S. Open coming up soon. Then we have the Open coming up, and he's gonna give us killer analysis and information. I mean, when you walk down the list of guys, you got the correspondent. Boom. I already told you his strengths. Then he can give you NASCAR talk. He can give you golf talk. You got the boss man who's going to just sit in the background and make it work. He's like the Bill Walsh of this thing. He just puts people in places and say, "Oh, let's do this. Let's try that." You got Coach Powell, who, if you go back and watch his first show and you watch him now, it's two totally different people. The man can talk to you about the Commanders. He can talk to you about basketball. And then what his passion is PG County sports. And all those coaches is one thing, and I'm glad you did this, because there's one thing that I admire about the coaches in PG County in terms of the football coaches. I think it's also the basketball coaches, but I admire their ability for them to be competitors in one realm, but always root for each other at the same time. And that's not easy to do. That's not something you get. I say it like this: it's not something you get at your local five and dime or a secondhand store. It's just natural, you know. Flying Brian does his thing. He's got the creative mind where he can make so many different billboards and signs and creations. And then you got Lee Ice, the man with the voice, um, the intensity, the bombastic voice. You got yourself, who does the producing, who's the fact checker. He's the guy. You're the guy that can give me Super Bowl trivia. You can give me 1962 MVP races. It's just we have guys and we have talented people, man. And that's what makes this easy. You got C Perry that just, I mean, I sit down with Perry. I don't even do nothing. I just say, you know what, Perry, just tell me what we got. I tell him I'm taking Wednesday off. He'd be like, "What you mean? I don't have any creative. I don't have to do anything creative on Wednesday because he's got it. I just sit there. I'm a spectator. And then when we get guys like Josh and JG, I mean, those two brothers, man. I mean, I've watched Club JG, and he can flip from topic to topic. He can give you a little bit of everything, whether it's social media side and everything. And then Josh, I mean, he gets the bits. So like he's been dressing up every week on our show. After we gave him a hard time for the white tee. Um, he also has this great relationship with Lee Ice. I mean, he can fit in. He fits in with us easily. You just pick a spot and just all right here, and he's another person. You just put the quarter in the machine and let the Joker run. Well, nowadays it's probably like 4 quarters because games are expensive now. But you know what I'm saying. Sorry for rambling.
Oh no, it's good. And then you move over to Saturday night. How you feel on Wednesdays? How I feel on Saturday.
Right.
Because the People's Choice Don Rodriguez, he'll put out the slate, and the Nubian Sumo is the fact checker. You want to know history? It's the Nubian Sumo. And I always say this, that we got to get it done. I got to get Sumo, Perry, Raj. I got to get their whole entire college crew together again. Because we had a show, and I got to remember, I got to look back and find it. We had a show. It's just the audio version where they came, and when I tell you drop wrestling knowledge for about an hour and a half, maybe it was a 2-hour show because it was just me and them, and we were just going. That was probably one of the most greatest shows that I ever did, but it did some of the best numbers because it dropped so many jewels, and it made me understand wrestling that I grew up with through my adult eyes because it was broke down to me. Ain't nothing like it in the world, man. Ain't nothing like it in the world. But I started this off wanting to give you your flowers, and we wound up giving everybody their flowers. And let's not leave out Showtime Sarah and Scooter and what they do on drive time.
Ooh, I was getting there, but yeah. No, you good. You good. Because Showtime, I think the scary part about Showtime is she don't even know how good she can be. That's the scary part. Is like I watched her episode 1 to now. There's a couple things you can just work on, and if she wants to know what those couple things are, I can tell her what I think. But it's just she's right there. Like she's giving us quality. And then watch her growth over the last 6-8 months. And then Scooter, I mean, good God. Between you and Scooter, I don't know who knows more random facts about people in sports. Scooter would break down one day and be like, "Yeah, oh, that was 1926. That was Bobby Jackson playing for the Hartford Whalers." And, like, what? Who knows this? And it comes off the top of his head. That's the beauty of it. It's like he'll just be sitting there in a conversation and he'll be like, "Yeah, oh yeah." And in 1933, did you know? I was like, "What? Huh?" So that's what I love about them, man. But no, it's a great time just working with good people, man. Working with good people that are like-minded, and we all got um, things in place. And to be honest with you, dog, you even gotta give love to Jack, man. Jack got us here, man. He helped us get here and get to some of these points because of his thought process and his ways. Um, he's still doing his in the passenger seat and the sports ride, but um, I just think I think everybody has contributed over the course of the 5 years I've been here. I think everybody's helped shape us to who we are now, and they're going to continue to shape us going forward. That's all. I think I covered everybody, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And Perry said 2-hour show. Well, I'm going to tell you this, Perry. We got WrestleManiac's anniversary coming up. And I would love to get everybody together. If we can get 10 wide on the screen, I wouldn't care. I gotta give y'all the top 10 that we did on our very first show. The top 10, the top 25 list that we did on our very first WrestleManiac show, and see if it's changed. But we want to go through that so I can get y'all to basically be the four horsemen and jump down as Dusty Rhodes for what he said. Oh, that's my guy. But when he said the Road Warriors weren't the greatest tag team, I was like, okay, look here, we got to take y'all back and jump you, buddy.
You said there was a second commercial break.
Yes, and we're gonna take a second commercial break. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish this thing out. So stay tuned.
I knew the gridiron was a setup. I knew it was a setup. I don't even know why I thought you was gonna put another show after the second commercial break. The only reason we had to do a second commercial break is so you could get the WrestleManiacs in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This morning we bring to you our Sunday show, the Sunday Rise, where we just, you know what? I said at the 10-minute mark in my head, I was like, yo, we are blowing through content. I don't think we're going to make it 30 minutes. Now, 57 minutes later, here we are. Woo! All right. I had to stop doing it. Like, I just do. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
It's all good. I'm gonna toss it back over to you for the Miles report.
Oh man, I don't know if how much you guys watch the WNBA, but one of my favorite players coming out of college, she played at Notre Dame for for 2 years, transferred to TCU and played her final 2 seasons there. There's a young lady by the name of Olivia Miles, and I think if you watch this show, you've heard me say her name a bunch of times. I'm not on the payroll, just so you know now. That's not happening. It's just I love when I watch a player play basketball the way I like to play basketball. And last night, Miss Miles was in her bag. Um, I think she had 14 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. She made a couple of passes. She should have had more than 5 assists, but her teammates like just totally missed a couple shots. She should have walked out of there with anywhere from 8 to 10 assists. But I mean, teammate misses a layup and then gets the rebound and puts the 2 back. So of course that doesn't count an assist. This young lady's, I think Dallas made the right choice for them to take Azzy Fudd. I just think this young lady is special, and her being in Minnesota is going to put Minnesota in places that Minnesota probably wouldn't be in without her. I think she's the early onset rookie of the year, and I challenge anybody that they have somebody else. And if you do, that's fine too. We can always have that conversation. It's one thing we don't run from here is conversations and a different opinion. But you got to prove your opinion. It can't just be different just because you want to be different. You got to be able to back it up. But I'm not going to just stop there because there was a great game last night also where I think the Aces played the Sparks, and if we all know Kelsey Plum, she went out last night and had a basketball game. She had 38 points on 12 of 17, shooting 6 of 7 from 3-point land, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. Now again, this is the same Kelsey Plum that actually had or played for the Aces for a while before she left in free agency. So this is kind of like a revenge game or a get back game, and she let them have it. The Aces lose to the Sparks 101-95 in a tough ball game, and then we get the Portland. We might as well just talk about the Portland firing against the Toronto Tempo. That score was 99-80. Um, for the Portland Fire, I don't have a dog in this fight, so um, I'm gonna see who the standouts are. See, looks like Kiki Rice had 19 last night for the Tempo, 8 of 11 shooting, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Her backcourt mate, Marina Mabry, drops in 19 as well on 7 and 5 from the field. We have 8 from 3, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. And then for the winning team, the Portland Fire, the big number is Emily Ingstler. She had 16 points on 5 of 8, 1 of 3 from 3, 7 rebounds, no assists. So that gives you the WNBA slate from last night.
All right. The boss BJ said the Sideline Junkies are WrestleManiacs production. Oh man. All right. Well, we come to that point in the show. What?
You said you wanted to talk baseball.
I didn't know you had baseball.
I always had baseball. I can talk some baseball.
You hungry? I'm always hungry.
I know you are. Oh, when we get off of the thing, stick around for a second because I want to bring something to your attention, but I don't want to bring it to your attention now because I know who you are. Just leave it at that.
Gotcha. All right.
Baseball was last night. Big night for the Nats again. Strong pitching outing. They actually win 2-0 against the Braves, so now they're 26-27. It looks like this season, this team is going to find a way to hover around 500 for now. I don't know how long it lasts because it doesn't. The formula doesn't make sense for them to be where they are, but they're doing it somehow, some way. They don't have great pitching. They start out with openers and figure out matchups. I told you this before. If there's a team that's managing, say there's, I'm gonna say it this way. Say there's 80 parts to a winning program, right? Well, what the Nats have done has figured out a way to make sure they manage every single one of those 80 parts to maximize their potential because they know from a talent standpoint, they can't match teams, talent for talent. So what I do is I put my players in the best situations. So if I know I got a guy that he likes to hit sliders, and we got a pitcher that likes to throw sliders in important parts of the count, well, that guy's hitting today, and maybe that guy's hitting in the 5 or the 6 hole, but normally he probably would hit 9th. Take a guy like Jacob Young. Jacob Young I think he has 7 home runs on the season. That's more than he's had in his career of 3 seasons. It's just like they're managing the matchup to make themselves win they give themselves a chance to win in every situation. I'll say it that way. Whether it's managing the pitching staff, you get this lefty, and some of us old school guys are like, oh man, we gotta get that guy to 100 pitches, and it's like, nah, we'll get him to 75, 80, because maybe we can't get him through that third time through the lineup. So we'll come in with this guy and this guy, and we play the matchups, and we'll finagle our way through. And that's what they're doing right now. They're managing every element of this baseball game, down to how they bring in their relievers, their batting lineup. I don't know if I've seen the same. I think the only two people that hit in the same spots every game is James Wood and CJ April. Everybody else just moves around. And that's a tribute to this team being smart enough to understand that they have to win every matchup. They can't take a matchup for granted. They can't say, "Oh, we're just gonna throw this guy out here and put him in a 9-hole and see what happens." No, we're managing every element of the baseball game because you have to when you're talent deficient. You have to overmanage almost. They're doing something similar to with the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Rays have a way better record. And they got a much more dynamic core with Caminero, Yandy Diaz, and then the fact that they just have a pitching factory. But it's just something about the Nats and what they're doing right now. They're still hovering around 500, and I would love for this team to have the ability to taste what it's like to be over 500 and see how they respond. Because I know they believe in themselves, and what's happened is when you get a coach to come in and say, "Hey, if you just do this, I promise you results," and then you see results, you can't help but buy into what he's talking about. You can't help but buy into what he's saying, telling you to do on a day-to-day basis. And that's what's happened. I think two things have happened. One, on the hitting side, they simplified hitting for these guys. It ain't about, oh, your back elbow gotta be up here and your hands gotta be. No, it's this is what you like. Get comfortable. My man Mark DeRosa says this all the time. He says, go back to when you used to crush baseballs. So if you was hitting 600 in high school, what was that stance? What was that feel? Let's go back to that and let's build off of that. Because that's when you were at your best. That's when you were most comfortable. And one of the young guys, he's not a Nat, but he's a young guy in St. Louis, Jordan Walker. Learn his name. Because if he keeps hitting like he's hitting, he is, to me, the one of the people that was taken from us earlier this year. But he reminds me so much of him. He reminds me so much of Garrett Anderson that played for the Angels. So Jordan Walker is on this thing. Build type, I think, fits exactly what I'm talking about. And if I'm off by a couple inches in height, I apologize. But when I see him, that's who I think of. I've thought about him since he came up in terms of Garrett Anderson. And I think he can be that type of player where he's going to be a solid guy that gives you 30 home runs. He's going to give you 80 to 100 RBI. Damn, I lost what my train of thought was because I just started going on and rambling and talking about stuff. But no, another guy to watch this year is Ben Rice for the Yankees. I don't know what they fed this kid. I don't know what they told this kid, but this kid is right there, stride for stride with Aaron Judge with home runs. He's producing, and I think he's a surprise for them. So, and then once they can figure out whatever their pitching staff is, I think Garrett Cole pitched last night or the night before. So having him back is a help. The kid Warren and the guy with the last name that nobody can pronounce, Splitter, whatever his name is. You can correct me on that one. I don't remember his name. I know it's funky, but he's a bowler. I mean, the Yankees get back almost to a place where they can be functional and be dangerous. This American League could be trouble, man. I mean, the Rays, the Yankees, the Guardians are playing good ball. It's amazing for me with the Guardians because they just keep continuing to put Band-Aids on a problem where they don't spend the money, but they do just enough to get through. So that's what I got, man.
Well, you talk about the Nats. If the Nats can go on a road trip, 2-3 series on the road where they don't come home at all, they'll get above 500, and they'll be when they come back, they'll be 7-8 games above 500.
They just can't come home.
Right. They got to be on. They got to go like on a West Coast trip. They got to play their way out to the West Coast and then play their way back.
It's like I remember this road trip. They used to call it the San Antonio Rodeo Road Trip, where San Antonio couldn't come home for like 20 days because of the rodeo or whatever it was.
Hmm. The Bulls had that too. The Bulls had the circus road. It's the circus road trip every year.
The Wizards had one. I don't know if it was the circus or forgot what it was. Maybe it was the monster truck one. They would be gone for about a week or two out of town. Just so you know, in women's lacrosse, the championships today is Northwestern versus North Carolina, and Northwestern just scored in the opening minutes of the game, so Northwestern's up 1-0. Also, what I forgot to talk about, and before I started going off on this MLB thing, was we're at that point in time where we're at super regionals for the women's softball. So I know everybody doesn't follow women's softball all year long, but if there's a time to get into it, it's right now. You're gonna get the best pitching, the best hitting, and the best teams because we're in super regionals. And the only reason I remember that is because I just turned on my TV and I was watching Nebraska play the other night, and then also I realized that the men were in their conference tournament games. So right now, if you're a men's baseball fan, you're watching either the ACC or the SEC, or even the Big Ten, because the Big Ten's got some good baseball. Play their tournaments right now. So that's all I got, man.
All right. Now we'll move over to
What you eating?
what you eating.
I gotta flip a coin. I got. I don't know if I want to be lazy or if I want to actually cook. If I want to be lazy, I'm gonna make spaghetti. Um, that way I can just, chill out. I can do that, 15, 20 minutes and I'm done. The other option is I'm thinking about making chicken tacos. And with that being said, Northwestern's now up 2-0, I think. Yes, Northwestern's up 2-0. That was approximately about 30 seconds. So yeah. But yeah, I think I'm doing either chicken tacos or spaghetti. I just haven't figured out which one I want to do. But I also have enough chicken. I might want to be able to do chicken spaghetti. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Well, on this end, on the fence. It's one of those things I ain't thought about it. This may be a figure it out later on type thing. We haven't even talked about it. We may order something, but we got so much food cooked. We got, I think we still got barbecue chicken from last night before last, something like that. So
Yo, if I know you like takeout, but you might want to try This Is Seafood right there on St. Barnabas.
yeah,
It's
I
literally
know what you're talking about.
dog. I order from them all the time. Um, I used to order from their Clinton location until I found out that there was one right there on St. Barnabas, and I get their three-piece whiting. I'm never disappointed, dog. Never. I get plenty of fish. It tastes well. I gotta be weird about you because you don't like 250 barbecue, so I don't know. You might be you're a little tough judge, but no, they just they yo. I love their food, man. That's one of my spots, man. It's them. They got the Caribbean Grill over there as well.
Why do I can see it, but I can't remember where it's at.
I think it's on that strip, but it's in like one of the little strip malls. But I can't remember for sure exact location because I've never been there physically. I've always ordered them. Um, and then of course Sylvestre.
Of
You know,
course.
yeah. And then if we on the DC side, I gotta go Las Plasitas. You know,
I used to be big on Sardi's, and then I had Silvestris. Like I Sardi's got this. They got these string beans, and they just saute string beans, and that's the only reason why I would go there. It wasn't for anything else but just the string beans. And then
Nah,
I had that spice cabbage from Sardi's. Nothing like it in the world, man.
dog, you got to get. Sardi's used to have this. I think it was called a pulled chicken sandwich. Um, I know the location over here by Iverson Mall. They don't carry it anymore. No, it was a chopped chicken. That's what it was called. It was called a chopped chicken sandwich. So I think the only one you can get it is at the um. Good God Almighty! Northwestern's up 3-0. Yeah, Northwestern's up 3-0. Carolina better. I mean, yeah, Carolina better pull their heads out their ass because this is ugly. Um, That's what I was saying. Sardi's chopped chicken sandwich was one of the best things. You get the green and the yellow sauce. You mix that, throw that on there. I'm telling you right now, dog. You're gonna need a bunch of napkins. But that was one of the best sandwiches ever, dog. And I knew it was about to get taken off the menu because the one in Iverson or near Iverson Mall, they just couldn't. They would mess it up, and even when they messed it up, it was still good. That's how I knew it was such a good sandwich. But yeah, that was my
And
ramble. I'm sorry.
ladies and gentlemen, that's Sandwich Talk with the Midnight Rider and the big guy KG on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network.
No, you talking about sandwiches? There's a place I got to get back to. It's called Edie's. It's on Route 7. They used to do a chopped rotisserie chicken with steak. So it's a chicken, steak, and cheese with black olives, onions, provolone cheese, and whatever you decided to put as your topping. So they do mayo if you wanted mayo, or you get the sauces and you make the sauces your topping. Dude, I used to order two, and everybody's first time going there with me, we were like, "Oh, thanks for ordering food for me." I'm like, "Nah, dog, those two are for me. You got to get your own." They were always because they didn't do the foot long. They did the 8-inch sub. So I used to have to order two. I mean, this is when I'm in my 20s. This is when I'm in my eating my food prime, dog. You know,
Mm-hmm.
now when you're 50, you gotta worry about how it's gonna match against your body, and you know, uh, can I eat? Do I eat the whole sub and then pay for it later, or what? So nah. This is the good old days.
Once upon a time.
Hey man, I used to watch. I used to sit here sometimes, and my son would come in, and we'd order something. And I know for me now, it's like two meals, but for him, oh man, it's just one. Like we used to get Sylvester's, and he'd come in and sit down. I'm like, man, and my son's like 5'7". If he's 175 with bricks in his back pocket, I'm lucky. You know what I'm saying? He just one of them lean cats, but he got he will eat food. Oh man, I just sit there and look and be like, yeah, I remember those days where you just put food
Mm-hmm.
away, and people be like, oh, don't worry about leftovers because we got him coming over, and I always reference this. My godmother had this Thanksgiving, and everybody was like, well, why you make so much food? And she was like, don't worry about it, we good. And then they kept talking about it. Like for some reason, everybody kept harping on, like, why'd you make so much food? Why'd you make so much food? And she was like, look, I got Ben, got Eric, and I got Kevin. And that's exactly how we showed up. It was me, it was my cousin Eric, and it was my cousin Kevin. And by the time Kevin left, all they was doing was washing dishes.
That's a success right there. That's what that is. That is a success.
The good old days, boy. Where you used to order a extra value meal and have to get a sandwich on the side. You have to
Yep.
get a side sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that.
And Maddie said, sorry, had an errand to run. If you didn't say it yet, no drive time tomorrow. We'll be live at 5 to kick off the triple header.
Let's talk about the triple head. Let's first talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's slate, KG, Matt, Boss, Perry, everybody else on the network. Let's try to find some shows that we really um liked. Like shows you be like, oh yeah, that's a classic or whatever. And try to do our version of Sideline Junkie Classics. And include, unlike the commercials, include everybody in the network. Um so like tomorrow we should start with like a favorite Sunday Rise. Then the next show should be our favorite drive time. I can tell you right now, I think we should air the Coach Powell, either the barbershop talk that he had with the four coaches, or we should have the running back from Largo. Those are two of our better shows with Coach. Um, then we come back and air the GOAT conversation, because I think that's one of the biggest episodes for Unapologetic, unless they want something otherwise. Tuesday night flight. I don't know what you air. You pick it. Nothing but net. I say let Perry pick that. Um, who am I missing? Oh, Thursday night throwdown. I think that's another one that either you or the boss man pick, and we just go from there. But we kind of do it as we let each show on tomorrow, maybe starting at 9 o'clock. Then we go through it, from 9 to whatever the end of the day is, with those shows airing.
All right. We'll try to work on that today.
And then with that being said, tomorrow also what you'll have available is the audio version of this. But it's on podcast, Podbean, Spotify. You can check us out. You don't have to see these pretty faces, even though you probably do. So if you want to see the pretty faces, you go to YouTube. But if you don't, and because you can't watch TV while you're driving or doing whatever you're doing, and you want the audio version of this, go to where you get your local podcast. The only place that I don't think we're on is Odyssey right now, but everywhere else you can get us to be in your ear, entertaining you, giving you what you need, because this is what we do.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing. Like,
All right, so I still got stuff. Let's go. So let's talk about Tuesday. Tuesday, what you get is 5. You get drive time. At 6:30, you're gonna get unapologetic sports. At 7:45, you're gonna get the Tuesday night flight. And let's do this, guys. Everybody that has those shows, let's talk about extra times, because maybe we can push something back, give people a little bit more room if you think you need room. So Maddie, think about the hour and a half that you want to go, and we push, nothing. I mean, not nothing but that. We push unapologetic back to 6:45. You know what I'm saying? And then we push Tuesday night flight back to 8. That way, we just give people some cushion, just on times and making things happen, because we got a lot of stuff to cover.
All right. That sounds like a good idea to me. That way we got everything already ready. So,
yep.
Everybody enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your time off. Enjoy the time with the family. If you're spending time with family, enjoy time at the house. If you just want to spend time at the house and chill. So, that's the midnight ride.
If you have military family, military veterans, and you lost somebody that served in the military, this is the weekend that we celebrate them. Only way we can, and we got to thank them for their service, thank them for their dedication, and thank them for their sacrifice. We don't actually, there's no great way to celebrate Memorial Day, but let's just remember the people that need to be remembered. Sorry.
Couldn't have said it no better. So that's the Midnight Rider. I'm the big guy, KG. Thank y'all for joining us. Happy holidays.